On my previous video, I played some games that brings nostalgia to me, and also discussed my thoughts on those old games that you may or may not know but has a place in my heart. I covered two games. One was Dynamite Deluxe and the other is Astropop, both by PopCap Games. It was a fun ride experiencing those little kids game again, and I also left a gameplay at the end. And now here we are again. Welcome back to this series, Nostalgic Games or Nostalgames, where I revisit some weird old games that I played on my childhood which brings nostalgia to me years later, and maybe it's also nostalgic for you. Today I was planning to cover two games both on the racing / driving genre again. The first game I tried playing is a total failure. We'll just stick to the next game. I'm gonna add a warning because this game is gonna be a blood and gore smashing up driving game. Road of the Dead. This game is created by Evil Dog and SickDeathFiend. You could play this game on Y8, Armor Games, and especially on Newgrounds and those other similar game websites that provide flash games. The last time I covered The Last Stand 2, which is another flash game you could play online. It was a fun ride playing on your browser, but then I noticed this announcement that Flash would be gone by December of 2020. We're months away from that. I'm thinking that it's a good time to include more flash games that I enjoyed in the past. Now this game, y'all could still play for like 2 months, but after that, it's gone. I don't know how they're gonna save these little flash games, but it's gone. And the only way we could save it for now is within these YouTube videos. Maybe I'll somehow make this channel a memory dump of nostalgic flash games that we can't play beyond Flash's death, so we could reminisce by watching these kind of videos. So let's get back to the game. The game was released in 2010. The game follows John Chrisman, a local mechanic working on his car with his radio on when an emergency broadcast airs, alerting him of the outside situation. John, using his super muscle car, attempts to escape the quarantine city via the highway. At first it was just zombies and abandoned vehicles, but then came the first of many checkpoints. Actually, this isn't the first time I played this game for a long time. I played this like for a couple of months ago just because I really like this flash game. I love driving cars and imagining that you're driving a Mustang at top speed, smashing zombies away and evading the military. It's just awesome. Approaching the menu, you'll be greeted by a loud music with sirens, stating that this isn't a chill game. You'll have 4 different types of gameplay that you could choose from. The Great Escape, which is basically the story mode. Highway to Hell, a harder version of The Great Escape. Dead on Time, this is a time trial mode. And Police State, which is a survival mode. I always tend to lower the graphic quality of this game because the lower the quality, the smoother the game it gets. So upon entering the story mode, The Great Escape, you'll get this awesome intro.
This is an emergency alert system broadcast. This is not a test.
Hello, citizen. Due to unforeseen and unexplained events, the city has been quarantined. Please stay home. Lock all your doors and windows. Stay out of sight till further notice. Repeat, it is crucial that you stay in your home and out of sight. Martial law is now in effect, and anyone trying to exit the city will be shot on sight. This is not an exercise. Stay home till further notice.
Whoa, this is bad.
This is not an isolated case. It just got up and started walking.
Get it for the base. Sector C was already overwhelmed. What do you want us to do? They're freaking dead and still walking, goddammit!
Get a hold of yourself. We're trained to handle anything, so stick to your job. We'll all get
I'm not staying here. I gotta make it through the highway. That's probably my best bet to get out of the city.
After that, you'll get into the customization menu where you could customize your ride, which is a Mustang GT. But notice you still don't have any RP. Upgrades consist of perception, body armor, firearm, windshield, engine, bumper, tires, and horn. All of those upgrades serves a purpose and is needed for surviving on the road. So you'll play the game and try to survive without the upgrades first. Climbing in your car, you'll have your quick tutorial on how to use the controls, which is surprisingly very cool. The one thing that stands out on this game is the sensitivity of the steering. Driving is smooth and it's like you're really driving a car. Even though it's in 2D and it only allows you to either go left or right and you can't reverse, it's still an awesome driving experience. The mechanics of the game is go from point A to point B, avoiding obstructions like abandoned vehicles, freaked out pedestrians. Is that a pothole or a mud? A wave of unending spike strips and some spike strips that moves. There are also zombies for you to smash. There's a normal walker, there's a couple of zombies on the floor eating a poor victim, there's a mutated zombie which is stronger. So while avoiding those said obstacles and smashing through the said zombies, there's also the military forces that tries to stop you. They are more deadly compared to the zombies. We're gonna talk more of that later. Firstly, let's talk about the obstacles. The only obstacles you need to avoid are the cars and the spike strips. At first, it'll be an easy ride. There's no much obstacles to evade, but getting far, the car seems to be grouped more and you'll find yourself either braking hard or just plain crashing into cars. Crashing into cars deals more damage, obviously, but that depends on your bumper upgrade. If you have a full bumper upgrade, then you could smash on some cars, especially when you are pinned out. Spike strips are hard though. They're placed on some very complicated obstacles. Sometimes they're in some very complicated place. Sometimes they're in groups. Sometimes they're in a slalom position. But scarier is sometimes they move. Just to confuse, you could easily spot a moving spike strip though when there is a soldier on its opposite side. Once made contact with a spike strip, then your tires will blow, causing you steering difficulty. You'll still be able to drive well though, but with less speed and less steering. You can basically steer well if you use the handbrake while steering, so there's no need to worry. Upgrading the tires will solve spike strip problems, making your tires less vulnerable to spike strips. Potholes or mud isn't a problem, because you could just drive over them, causing you like 2-3 seconds of wheel spin that you could recover easily. But the one crazy factor is the freaked out civilians. You really need to avoid them because you lose points when you hit a civilian. You could use your horn to warn civilians, which leads them to run away from your speeding car. Second, let's talk about the zombies. Hitting zombies are needed to score points. That point will be used to upgrade your car. You'll even have a combo system to score more points. Usually, you use your horn to attract zombies too. Smashing them is weirdly enjoyable. Smashing zombies are boring. Their blood and brains will cover your windshields, which brings me the reason why I love this game. Because of the wipers. When more zombo blood covered your windshield, you could use the wipers to clean it off away. The animation is awesome and the several wiper usages really do take the blood off the glass. The realism is just so cool. You could also just plainly bump into these water cans, water jugs that is scattered across the road. One smash into a water container, then the blood on your windshield will be washed away. What's cooler is some zombies tend to jump into your hood, especially the mutated one. It literally stands and goes in which way you're going and will quickly jump. When a normal walker jumps you out, you could just simply smash your car on other vehicles or even on the wall, and the walker will just fall off, but the mutated one is impossible to fall. They got a grip, so you need a gun, which you could buy off in the customization menu. Upgrading the firearm on the menu will give you a gun and a generous amount of bullets, just to survive on those scary mutated creatures. Shooting zombies off will instantly kill them, but also will damage your windshield. Shooting your windshield several times will also cause it to shatter, and the blood you get from smashing zombies will be directly into the dashboard. but the road would be clearer. And lastly, there's the military force. Poor soldiers, tasked just to contain the quarantine area but suddenly was forced to stop your escaping car. Poor soldiers. Especially those you hit while going 100 miles per hour. There are 5 types of military forces. There's these standard soldiers that stands like a badass waiting for you holding an assault rifle that shoots you directly. There's this surprise soldier that uses the element of surprise and hides behind a car. They tend to appear on the road that you don't expect. Then there's these poor soldiers that sits on the side of a spike strip. They're just a warning for you to see if some spike strips moves or not. Because when there's this poor guy sitting on the sidewalk, that means they rigged a moving spike strip for you. Those 3 dudes, you could smash them easily, especially if you upgraded your windshield and your body armor for extra protection. Their bullets is damaging them and would kill you instantly if you had no upgrades and if your windshield is broken. This adds to the 4th and 5th military force, the Hellfire Chopper and the air support. The Hellfire Chopper would just arrive, gets into your position and shoots you. You could stop it by lining up your car into a road sign. The Hellfire Chopper pilot is blind as fuck and will instantly crash into the sign. 3 crashes and they're done. While the air support is like a fighter jet, would speed up then came back at you in a specific lane that would bring a carpet bombing into your direction. You can evade that easily because the bombing is in a column position. There are other carpet bombings though, like the random bombings that they will deploy during the game is horizontal, so every lane will be targeted. You need to be fast on evading those or it will bring up some serious damage. Every final part of the level, you need to go across a checkpoint that consists of a bunch of military dudes ready to shoot you, trucks and Hummers with spike strips to slow you down. But with enough engine upgrade, you could just fly past them and just smash on every soldier you could encounter. The game is repetitive, the patterns, traps, and the obstacles are plain different, making it exciting on every level. The story is also quite charming as they see you as an unstoppable force along the way. I play the other modes too. The time trial makes you run off zombies for extra time, while the survival is plain boring. It's just like the story mode which tons of soldiers tries to stop you, but it's just an endless survival mode. After playing for like an hour, it gave me one hell of a nostalgia. It's kinda sad thinking that this kind of games I used to love way back is going away in a couple of months. We don't know how others would save this kind of stuff. So maybe I'll stick to more flash games in this series just to honor our childhood games so we could one time watch these kind of videos and we could revisit it from time to time. So before I end this video, I leave a gameplay for the game Lord of the Dead. I'll also leave links down below for you to try it for yourself. And as always, thank you for watching this video. Subscribe if you want more, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Unit 7 is face the Hellfire. Engage target. Take him down.
Roger that. Engaging target. Target is heading my way.
Shoot that bastard.
No way. I'm not stopping for these chumps.
The city is quarantined. Sir, yes, sir!